What's happening, party people? This is your guy, Damien. Welcome to Damien All Day. I want to talk about something that I do or go through every day, and that I think a lot of people should probably try to work on or do the best that they can with it. And that's learning how to do things and look at things in a more positive light. With me, I live my life through positivity. Even if I might be having a day where it's a long strenuous day, or like a day where there's a lot going on and it's weighing you down, those type of days where it weighs you down. I think that with that being, it's hard to keep a smile on your face or stay positive or, continue on the day without struggling, or, being open and bright to other people. You don't want to come off, kind of grumpy or shut off or shut down or anything like that. And, I understand in life, a lot of people go through so much throughout a day, throughout 2 days, and throughout a week and months, and even a hard year. From, your jobs, whether you like your jobs or you hate your jobs, or the people at your jobs, or what you deal with going out and about in the world, whether you're going to the store or gas station, whatever it may be, or, just in general, whatever you do. You could be out and about having a good time, and people could be obnoxious and rude or just too much out there in the real world. And it's like, what can you do? And I can't say bottle up your feelings, because that might work for a certain period of time for some people, but that may not work for everybody. There could be a blow up. That bubble could pop, and there could be a blow up at the end of that. So I'm just going to give you my own personal way of dealing with being positive in a negative world, in a negative day, in a negative life. So I really don't pretend to do things. I do things like I look at stuff like I'm a glass half full type of guy. So I look at stuff like, okay, well, this looks iffy, but I know that, we can continue to go through with that or try that out or so. Or like if it's a day where I know there's a lot going on or a lot to do or something tomorrow, and I'm thinking about the next day, and it's like, oh man, like, I'll think about it more as of, okay, well, there's stuff you got to do. You got to get it done. Nobody else is going to do it for you. So, you just got to have that mentality and mindset of it's going to happen anyway. So and I don't really want to say get it over with, but just get to it and handle it. Prime example. When I was younger, I normally, would be on top of like yard work. Even when I was at home, I always wanted to do the yard because, I had this thing where, I wanted to cut it a certain way and look a certain way, and the lines and stuff, like how baseball fields were cut and groomed and all that. So, I was big onto that when I was back in the days when I was young. But as I got older, I don't cut the grass as often. I don't know if it's because it just doesn't grow that much often, or because weather has kind of prevented me from not being able to do it often, just for the yard being super soggy or so. But like, my grass would get I've letting it get to like a foot and higher. And when the grass is higher, obviously it's harder to cut. So, I look and I'm like, okay, and I procrastinated a lot with this. I'm going to go out there and do it this weekend, and the weekend comes and I never do it. I'm going to go ahead and do it this week. And, there's opportunities during the week where I could do it. And I'm just like, nah, I just don't do it. There was a part of laziness that developed in me, which I didn't like. And it took me a little bit to figure that out and see that. And so then I started thinking, and other things started to happen too. Like, I normally, when it comes to laundry, I would just put my clothes, I'd, fold or roll up my clothes, something, and put it away in my drawers and stuff like that. But normally I would just, kind of get it, floop, fold type thing, put it in the drawer, whatever type stuff. And, certain things like, I would just not be like how I used to be when it comes to just handling stuff. And that's a product of, falling into this realm of laziness. And when you fall into a realm of laziness, that's when you start opening the doors for other things as far as thinking negative, not really caring about certain things that are going on or said or so. You get into the modes where it's harder for you to get out of the bed. And a lot of those things can change for me by self-evaluation. At some point, you got to sit back and look like, okay, I'm not trying to get out this bed. I have nothing going on during the day. I could be doing this. I could be either, taking care of this or going out and taking care of an errand, and I end up either beating around the bush and maybe doing one thing or none of the things. So when I had to check myself, then I, started to understand like, okay, I'm too old to be letting stuff be and sitting around and developing lazy habits and everything. And like, I'm not a professional. This is not professional type information, but it's like, I had to reevaluate and check myself and like, okay, do you want to live this way or do you want to live the way that you've always thought and said about how you're going to live? So, I go ahead and I get up and I change that, I change that. When it comes to like the yard and everything, I went out there. It took a long time, but I took care of the yard. It looks fantastic. The best yard on the block. Took care of that. Cool. Perfect. And I like that. And I sit back and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make sure that this doesn't keep happening, or I'm just going to let it extend and all that stuff. So I'm just going to stay on top of that. When you start to do the things you need to do after not doing them or procrastinating for so long, you get a sense of accomplishment. Like, okay, cool. I cleaned the house. It looks great now. Or like I did the yard and that looks great. And, I'm going to go ahead and paint this room or something that looks great. Or I'm going to shampoo the carpets, oh, that looks better. That smells better, or I'm going to go ahead and detail the vehicle and, that looks better now and stuff. And then that kind of starts the motor for like, okay, now I want to stay on top of things. But the question is, can you stay on top of things? Will you fall back into that? Well, the vehicle's not that dirty, or the yard's not that high, or, things like that. You have to be able to fight off. You've got to be able to have the will and the self-control and the mind power to understand how you want to live your life, how you want to better your life. For me, I had to check myself and sit back and realize like, okay, nothing's going to get done if I don't do it. Stuff is going to get worse for me to have to take care of if I don't take care of it when it needs to be taken care of. So, that's just a portion of getting out of the positive mindset. When you're in the positive mindset, I'm going to take care of this, I'm going to take care of that. Boom, knock that out. Cool. Then you have a sense of relief and a sense of accomplishment. Like, yeah, I did that. Okay, cool. Everything's taken care of. Everything looks right. Everything's fixed. Everything is done or paid for, whatever the case may be. Boom, cool. It gives you a certain kind of energy. It makes you want to go, okay, let me go do something else, or let me, reach out to this person I haven't talked to in a long time or so, and do that. And with a lot of stuff going on in the world, nobody could just not go out into the world. You have to go to the store. You have to put gas in your vehicle. You have to go do this or do that. Take your child to go do whatever they're doing, or, appointments and whatever the case may be. In anything, you may You might always wanted to try to go do this or go eat at this place or anything like that. You can do. But it's all about getting out of the lazy mindset, because when you're in the lazy mindset, it leads you into the negative mindset. And then when you're in the negative mindset, it takes away your positivity. When you're a person that's known for being positive, if you always smile, when you're always doing that, people feed off of that. People like that. People want to be around that type of energy. And that's another thing too when it comes to energy. I strongly advise people, if you've been around a lot of negative people all the time, often, for days on years, I think it's probably time for you to change that road. Because with negative people is bringing you negative energy. Thus, therefore, at some point, you're gonna peel back some of them negative layers that have developed. You know, I got to a point to where I started thinking and being a little negative, and I've never been that type of a person. I've always been a super positive person. I've always been everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. This is going to happen. And I believe this and that and that and this. And a lot of people in the world don't think like that. And I get it. But there are positive people in the world. I'm one of them. I'm always going to think everything is going to be okay, because I strongly feel and believe that everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to work out. Everything is going to go through and so forth. I just really want to be positive. I want to be that person when people see me, they know they're not going to get a negative vibe or a negative conversation out of me. They're going to get somebody that uplifts and that supports and all that. You know, it's going to put a smile on your face. It's going to make you laugh. You know, that type of person. And, you know, that's how I like to live my life. And that's how I've been living my life, that way, you know. And I just enjoy, and none of it is fake, because it's how I really legitimately want to live. And it's how I've been living ever since I've been a kid. I've always been a kid. I've always smiled. I've never had the type of energy. I've never given out any type of negative energy. I never have, which is why, you know, I'm cool with a lot of people. A lot of people like me, you know, and, you know, I don't know how many times in a month or in a year or in your lifetime, you know, are you told certain things like, you know, like, I like your energy, like, you're a really positive person and stuff like that. You know, I have randomly throughout time have been told by all types of people over the years, like, you know, I have a great smile, because I guess I'm pretty much smiling a good amount of times or whatever. And I appreciate that. That also lets me know that, you know, I'm probably in a positive spirit, a positive mindset or something. Everybody has dark days. Everybody has long days. Everybody struggles. It's nothing new. Everybody does. You can still be rich and have a hard day, have a not so good day, have a stressed out day. Everybody is stressed at some point. You have to find a way to navigate through that. Because some people count on your positive energy. Some people count on your positive energy. Some people count on you to give them positive advice, to make them laugh, you know, make them smile. People count on the positive ones to do that. People count on me to do that. And I'm going to do that because it's my duty and it's who I am as a person. I'm not going to sit here and argue with people because I just never see the point. An argument, whether you're right or wrong, something like that, an argument literally is no point. There's just no point. It accomplishes nothing really. Having a conversation about whatever the problem is and getting it solved and figured out does a lot more than an argument. It's okay to let some stuff go too. Whether you're right or wrong, it's still okay to let stuff go. Nothing is wrong with that. It's not quitting or anything like that. It's understanding that there are more important things going on in the world than to continue staying on and beating on a certain situation, issue, or subject. You can talk about it, may even a healthy back and forth, but at some point, okay, it's got to stop or change. I'm the one that will do that. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm clearly not a perfect person. I got this crooked cowboy hat on. I'm not a cowboy, but I like the hat, so I want to wear it in this video. But, you know, I've had my share of issues. I haven't been the best person. I haven't been the nicest person and all that stuff. And that's okay, because I'm a human being. I've made mistakes. I've made errors in judgment. And I've had great decisions and great moves and all that type of stuff as well, too. I'm a human. But the difference between me and other people that I like to pride myself on is how I live my life, how my outlook on life is, and how positive I can be, not only to myself, but to others, to my family, and friends. My advice for people that really can't get out of this negative cycle is to just try harder. I don't have, nor am I giving professional advice. I'm giving from my own opinions because, like I said, I'm a human. I've had bad days. I've had long days. I've had stressful days and all this type of stuff. But I've made sure that I took it serious and made it very known that I'm going to navigate through those situations the right way, my way, and a positive way. That's all it is to it. Nothing can stop a person from being positive if they really want to be positive. Some people in the world just naturally aren't positive. That's okay. Some people in the world are overly positive. Nothing is wrong with that. But who you are as a person matters. Be true to yourself as a person. Because I will never be anything different than who I am. I am a very cool individual. If you ever have met me or will ever meet me or anything like that, run into me in the street or whatever the case may be, you're going to get the same person you see on this video. I'm a very cool individual. I'll sit there, I'll talk to you, I'll look in your eye, give you some good positive vibes and energy. And nothing's wrong with that. I wish more people in the world can do that. But you got to dig deep within yourself. You got to dig deep within yourself. Find it. And if you truly want to be that different person, then do it. Positivity is going to always outdo everything else. Positivity will get you out of laziness. Positivity could get you out of having negative thoughts. Could it get you out of stuff like depression and stuff? I don't know. I've never been depressed. Maybe either because I've never let myself get to that point or I knew how to navigate away from that. But I can only give you guys from my own knowledge and experience. Because like I said, I've had very stressful times. I've had very serious health issues. Scary. I've had arguments. I've had all types of stuff like everybody else in the world has. I'm no different. But I've navigated through that stuff and I found the way to handle this stuff. Maybe not the most popular way, but a way that's good and suitable for myself. And it's never taken away from me being who I am as a person. And I'm a positive person. I'm a happy person. Smile. I'm goofy. I'm all that stuff. All that stuff. I'm not making none of that up. That's who I am. And I'm happy with who I am, which is another thing that people need to be happy for who they are. Live your life. Live your best life. Live your life to the fullest. Stay away from negative energy and work on yourself to be the better person and to be the best version of yourself. Well, that's all I wanted to tell you guys, man. Just stay positive in this world. There's some crazy stuff going on in this world, and you got to stay positive. Do the best you can to fight through, because it's not going to be easy. It's really not. Well, I'm going to get on out of here, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And, of course, if you don't want to, it is what it is. Talk to you guys later.